Milites igiter vehementer cohortatus est ut pristinae virtutis memoriam retinerent, neo tantum de ducis admitterent, hostiumque impetum fortiter sustinerent. Quibus verbis animos omnium ita exerit, ut multi etiam qui vulneribus confecti essent, prelium sine more redintegrarent. This is going to be a fun one. Okay, let's see, from the beginning. Therefore, what did he do therefore? He encouraged his soldiers violently or excitedly to retain the memory, to keep the memory of their previous courage, and not to allow such a great shame, and to sustain the attack of the enemy bravely. With such words, he encouraged, excited the minds of everyone, so much that Ita, in such a way that many even who had been worn out by wounds re-entered the battle without delay. Oh, all sorts of fun grammatical stuff going on here. Okay, so let's analyze this. Okay, cohortatus est, deponent verb. Therefore, he encouraged a bunch of soldiers. How do we know? Well, because we know our deponent verbs, and because this is accusative. So you're going to encourage an accusative, which means that you've got an active, it's acting active. Good. And since he's encouraging them, what did he encourage them to do? Oh, sounds like we have some indirect commands coming up. We have, number 1, he encourages them to keep the memory of their previous valor. And by the way, this phrase pristinae virtutis, super awkward, but it shows up a lot in authentic Roman authors, so I think that's why they threw this in here. And I'm trying to erase that mark over there. So that's why it's just like out of the blue. What previous courage? So he encouraged them to, number 1, retain the memory of their previous courage. Neo is also, it's like nay and not. He encouraged them not to do something else. Number 2, that's like ut, except the opposite, not to allow such a great shame. And notice that's a subjunctive verb, just like retinerent. And que, number 3, what else did he encourage them to do? To sustain the battle bravely. So we have cohortatus est that introduces 3 subjunctive verbs because we've actually got 3 indirect commands here. So retinerent, infinitive plus an nt, must be imperfect. Admitterent, infinitive plus an nt, also imperfect. And sustinere looks like an infinitive plus an nt. Okay, and then we go on to talk about whether or not he did a good job encouraging them. With such words, he encouraged, lifted up the spirits of all his guys. Oh, ita, that means thus, or in such a way. And it's a sneaky degree word. How did he do it? How much did he encourage them? So much, in such a way that, there's your ut. We've got this result clause that many, and we have a relative clause there. We'll skip that though. He encouraged them so much that many re-entered the battle without delay. Notice our result clause, we've got the ut plus the imperfect subjunctive, redintegrarent, which makes sense because it was introduced by thus. He encouraged them so much that many re-entered the battle. And then he has this relative clause describing the guys who re-entered the battle. Oh, the ones who had already been injured previously.